What's going on, guys? What's going on, Thai Squad? What's going on, everybody? So, should the Sixers trade Joel Embiid? Should the Sixers trade Embiid? I would say the Sixers have a big question here because we know that Embiid is out for the rest of the season. The Sixers look like a play-in team, they still look like a playoff team. Their championship window, let me get the elephant out the room. Their championship window isn't closed, in my opinion. It's just that I think the Sixers aren't going to aren't going to win a championship this year. They're probably going to get into the play-in. They're probably going to get into the play-in or get into the playoffs. But that is only if Embiid comes back. That is only if Embiid comes back. Because you can put Embiid in the conversation of Shaq, Kareem, Will, Karl Anthony Towns, those guys. You can put them in that conversation. The other thing is about that is that is Embiid is Embiid is Embiid going to going to going to going to be be healthy going into the playoffs? Will he be healthy going into the playoffs? Because we do not know if Embiid's going to be healthy going into the playoffs. We don't know if Embiid's going to be healthy going into the playoffs. Should the Sixers trade him? I think they should. That's only if I know that that Embiid has been there for a very long time, and that's the Sixers franchise player. You sign Paul George in the offseason. You you sign Maxey. You sign Embiid back. I think with all that the Sixers have done to put a championship team, their championship window isn't closed. They can still win a championship. It's just not this year to me because Embiid's not healthy. Embiid has a gold medal. He has the MVPs. He has a defense player of the year. But when you look at that and say, we've seen the Sixers try winning a championship with Ben Simmons, try to get to the championship with Jimmy Butler and Ben Simmons and Embiid. And now you got Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid now. What can the Sixers do to make a point and say, we do not want to trade Embiid, but we still have to listen to trade options? Let me get the elephant out of the room. What can the Sixers say to Embiid to not let him request a trade, which he hasn't yet? But it seems like, would you? Would you trade Embiid? Would you trade Embiid for another piece? You could trade, because we seen the Luka Doncic trade and the Anthony Davis trade. I don't think anybody, and let me get the elephant out of the room. I don't think anybody is. I only think the only players in the NBA that are. Let me get the elephant out of the room. The only players in the NBA that are untouchable to not get traded is LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, those players. I don't think that, because when we look at that, we can say that Embiid, like, we've seen players get traded. We've seen De'Aaron Fox go to the first. We've seen all of these moves this year. Will the Sixers trade Embiid in the offseason? Or will they keep him? Because that championship window, like I said, it's still open for the Sixers. But you're going to have to figure something out, how to make Embiid happy and how to keep him healthy for the playoffs, because you don't want to have Embiid out with an injury, because he has the MVPs, he has the gold medals. What else can you say going into this that can, are you at this point, like, would you trade Embiid for Julius Randle? Would you trade Embiid for Kevin Durant? Would you trade Embiid to the Warriors for Camilla or Looney? Like, there is a lot of, like, I think the Sixers would actually keep Embiid, but if they trade him, like, let's just, that the Sixers right now has a lot of options. But guys, sub if you're new and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there. In peace.